and also your final exam. So if you open this practice sheet, it's available to you in the practice sheet folder. uh, at the bottom there is like a practice checklist. So these are basically the keywords that are important for our theory, and all of them are under the select query. So select query, if you remember, is used for retrieving data from the database. So you already have some data in the database, you will retrieve data using the select query, which means that other queries like insert, delete, alter, update, all of those are not required for your theory part. Okay, so for your theory exam, only select queries and everything related to select will be in your exam. For your quiz particularly, we don't have all of this. We probably will have until so we will skip joins. Joins is used when multiple tables are joined together using a primary key and foreign key. So we will skip this part for the quiz, but this will be included in your finals. Okay, so I will just go through each of the keywords and show you an example. If you have any question, or if you want me to explain something again or with a different example, just let me know. Okay, just unmute yourself and let me know to explain it differently. So I'll just start. If any of you can record your screen, you can do that, so you can share with your friends as well. Okay, so let's start. So I will be using the same kind of schema for from the practice sheet. So in your exam, you will have a schema like this, where the primary keys are underlined and the foreign keys are shown using arrows, and you will have some questions like this, where you have to write the query for that question. So let's start with the beginning. Let's say we want to see all players information, all information from the players table. So the query would be select star from players. Now, as you know, select is basically used to retrieve any data from the table. Star is basically when we want to see all columns. So whenever we want to see all columns, we will be using star, right? One second. The star is for selecting all columns. And from indicates which table I'm selecting it from, and then I'll write the name of the table players. So that's the basic select query. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So the next part is where clause. So where is basically a condition clause. It checks the condition in each row. So in a table we have a lot of rows, and each row it will check whether the condition is true or not. So let's say I want to see the name of the teams from Dhaka city. Okay, so there's the team table. In the teams table, we have the name of the team, the city, the coach, and the captain phone number. And let's say I want to see all teams from Dhaka city. So in that case, what I will do is I will have to use the where clause. So I will again do select star. I want to see all columns from team, and then I have to say where city is equals to Dhaka. So it will go to each row in the table and select the rows where the value of city is Dhaka. Okay. So instead of star, if we write any specific column names, only those columns will be shown. So let's say I want to see only the name of the team and the city and the coach. So I don't want to see the phone number of the captain. I just want to see the name, city, and coach of the teams. So instead of star, I will have to write the names of the columns. So only these two columns will be shown. So that's how we use the where clause. Now with the where clause, I can use these operators, which are or, and not. They work in the same way as they work in any programming language. Or means all conditions, any one of the conditions have to be true. And means all the conditions, given conditions after where should be true. And not is to reverse the boolean value. So if something is true, it will become false, and so on. So let's say if I want to see the names, like the information from teams where the city is either Dhaka or Sylhet. So one of those things. So I will just say or city equals to Sylhet. So what happens is it will check each row, and if either it is Dhaka or Sylhet, so just one of the condition has to be true since I'm using or. So whichever one is true, I will get the information, right? So that's how it's going to work. And how will and work? Let's say I want to see the name of the okay, let's go to players table. So let's say I want to see the information of all players who have, let's say, a skill level of 5 and whose team name is, let's say, something XYZ. Okay, so okay, not team name XYZ will be only one. So who has a position of, let's say, XYZ. Okay, so this will be select. If I want to see all columns, then I will give star from players where position equals to something. Let's say I'm not very good at with sports, so anyways XYZ, and skill level is 5. So both these conditions have to be true. So for each row, they will check whether the position value matches and the skill level matches. If both of them match, those player information will be shown. So using and or, we can use different like lots of different conditions. I can provide lots of different conditions, and if I'm using and, then I just have to make sure that all the conditions will have to be true. And if I'm using or, then only one of the condition, if it's true, then I will get some result. And not, as you know, it negates the kind of value. So I can use not in multiple different ways in MySQL. One of them is using the exclamation mark that we know or that we have learned before. So I can say where city is not equals to Dhaka or city equals to Sylhet, right? So it will be Sylhet or it will be something other than Dhaka. So anyways, so everything other than Dhaka is going to come up. So that's how I can use not. And I can say where skill level, let's say not, or position is not equals to XYZ. So everyone other than XYZ who have a skill level of 5 will be shown, right? So that's one way of using the not operator. Other than this, I can also use annotating not, but for that I will just go to the next part so I can show you how not is used. So between operator is basically to give a range of values. So let's say I want to show the name of the or I want to show all players, all player information who have a skill level of, let's say, 3 to 5. Okay, so instead of just skill level 5, I want to see everybody who has a skill level of 3 to 5. So that's a range of value, right? So for that I can use between. So I can actually do this in two ways. Like I said, select star from, let's say, players where. I can use it the different way. I can say where skill, like the usual way, I can say skill level is greater than equal to 3, and skill level is less than equal to 5. So this will give me in the range of 3 to 5. Or I can, instead of this, I can say where skill level between 3 and 5. So this will also give me between the range of 3 and 5. So I can do it in both ways. Now here I can use the not operator with the spelled out not not. Here I can, if I write not between 3 and 5, then all skill levels that are not between this range of 3 and 5 will be shown. So that's how I can again use the not operator in my condition like this. Okay, so it will reverse, like anything outside of this range will be shown. Any questions so far? Okay, so next one, which is distinct. Distinct is basically returns unique values, which means that if in a column you have um, same values which are repeated, only like they will be printed or shown to the user only once. For instance, let's say if I want to see, like all the different cities where my teams come from, then I can, like, let's say there are 10 teams from Dhaka city and like 5 teams from Chittagong, or like 7 teams from Sylhet, like that. So there are lots of different teams from different cities. So I just want to get a list of all the cities where all my teams come from. So in that case, if I just do select select star from sorry, not select star, select city from team, what will happen is, if I have 10 teams from Dhaka will be printed 10 times, right? So I just want to see a list of the cities, so I don't want them to be printed again and again. So instead, if I just do select distinct city, then what happens is, even if Dhaka is stored 10 times in my team table, it will only be shown once to the user. So this is very useful when I just want to get a list of all the unique values inside a column. So just before the column, if I write distinct, then only the unique values will be shown. Okay. Next is and in. So is used for special cases. Let's say I want to let's say I want to find the teams which do not have a captain's phone number. So there is no captain's phone number. So instead of captain's phone, there will be the value null, right? Null will be stored. So null is stored instead of the captain's phone number. So I want that. So for null, I can do select, let's say, star from team where captain phone. So I'm not going to say equal to null. This is not going to work. So instead of for null, the one that I have to use is called is. So I have to say is null. So what happens whenever in a row there is null value for captain phone, that row will be selected. And if I want to choose all the rows where it's not null, then I will just say is not null, right? So where captain phone is not null. So it's very the queries, SQL query is very much like the English language, is very intuitive. So the more you practice, it will be easy for you. So any questions so far? Okay, Okay, so the next keyword was in. So in is also used to find values, but it is used to find values in a list. So for, let's say I was doing what? So let's say this one. If I just copy this. So here, let's say I want to find all the teams from like a couple of different cities, like Dhaka, Sylhet, let's say Khulna, and let's say Borishal and Chittagong. Let's say I want to do it for 5 cities. So now for 5 cities, I have to write or city equals to Sylhet, or city equals to Chittagong, or city equals to Khulna. So that makes our code very lengthy. So instead of using equal to, I can use in, and I can use a list of values from which it is going to choose. So I can just say in, then I can provide a list. So Dhaka, Sylhet, Chittagong, and so on, whatever I want. So now I provided a list, and it will check in the list if the value of city matches any value from the list. It will return me some value, the row. So, or it will be true. So instead of equal to, if I use in, I can provide it a list, and the value will be checked against the list instead of a single value. So that's the difference. Any question? Okay. So let's go to the next keyword. So I'm going pretty fast, as you know, as I said, but even if you have any questions, just like let me know. Okay, so the next operator is like, mod, and underscore. So these are used together. So like operator is used to match substrings. So right now, what, like when I said city equals to Dhaka, it was matching an entire string, right? The whole string. But sometimes I don't want to match the whole string. I want to match a substring, and this is very much required in searching. When I'm searching, let's say I have a table with books, right? A lot of books, and I am searching for all books that have the term database in it. So searching with an entire string is not going to be useful, because different database related books will have different titles. I want all the titles that have the term database in it. So in this case, I'll have to search using like I have to search only the substring database instead of the whole string. Okay, so what I mean is, let's say there's a books table, and let's say I have fundamentals of database systems. So this is one title. Let's say I have intro to databases. Let's say databases, beginners guide. So let's say I have a couple of these books. I want to find all books that have this database term in it, right? So if I do like this, let's say select star from, let's say an imaginary table which is books, and if I say where title equals to database, it is not going to find me a book, because there is no title called just database. Okay, because the equal to or the in will try to match the entire string. So instead I have to try and find the substring, which means only a part of the whole title, right? So I'm just matching a part of the whole title. So that's why I'm going to use the like operator. Okay, so if I say title like, and then I will use these symbols, which are, the first symbol is the mod symbol. Okay, so the mod symbol is basically a wild card. So if any of you have played Uno, what it does is, you have a wild card, you can replace it with any other character. So this wild card can be replaced with any other character. So it will just check in the titles column that anywhere, like before database there can be any number of titles, or after database there can be any number of characters, right? So if we look at this title, before database there is some characters, and also after database there is some characters, so this one will be returned. Here after database there is no other, like, so let's say I have, so after database there is no character, but before there is, so this will also be returned because mod replaces any character. So even if there is no character, that will also be like considered correct. So zero, like this wildcard place 0 or more characters. Okay, so is this clear? The like how we will use like and mod. So in this example, if I were to say like find me all player names that start with an A, then I will just do what? I will just do select star from players where name is name like, and it starts with an A. So before A there should not be any other character, but after A there can be any number of characters. So I will just do it like this. Instead of mod, I can use the other wildcard, which is the underscore. So mod replaces 0 or more characters. Underscore will replace exactly one character. So if I say like select star so let's say I do this and I say select star and I do this. So this underscore will replace exactly one character. So I will need a title which is basically databases. So if I have a title like this, only this will be returned because after database there should be exactly one character. Before database there cannot be any character. Okay? So underscore replaces exactly one character. So in this example, of course, it's not useful, but let's say if I want to have, let's say from books where published year, let's say book has a published year, and I say that where published year is so the month can be anything, so the day can be anything, or let's say the year. The year can be, the year is 2022, let's say, and we have this, and the month, let's say, is anything, or like November, and let's say the day can be anything. So there are two underscores here, and the day is, so this will return all books that were published in the year 2022. Okay, so it will have 2022 in the beginning, and then here only two characters or two values will be replaced, and here also two values will be replaced. So this can be used for underscore can be used to replace exactly one character. Any question? Okay, so the next part is order by ascending and descending. So order by is used to sort the values using some kind of column. So let's say I want to see all players where their skill level, like all players sorted by their skill level. So skill level should be like the person who has skill level 1 should come first, and then the players the skill level should increase. So if that's the case, then I will use order by. So if I say select star players, select star from players, I don't need where, there is no condition, so I'm not going to use where. So I'll just say order by skill level. So by default, MySQL sorts it in ascending order. So it will start from the lowest and go to the highest. but I can also like specifically mention it as ascending. So ASC will be ascending. Even if I don't mention it, by default it will be ascending. If I want to sort it in descending order, then I can do descending. Okay, so I can say, so now the person with the highest skill level will appear first, and the person with the lowest skill level will appear last. So that's how I can sort it. If I, let's say, do this, if I do this, let's say order by skill level descending, then name, what happens is, first of all, it will sort using the skill level. So the highest, so since it's descending, the highest skill levels will appear first, and then slowly the lower ones will appear later. Now some people will have the same skill level. So let's say the highest is 5. So some people have, let's say 10 people have skill level 5. So in that case, those people within themselves will be sorted using their names, so alphabetically with their names. This kind of gives a priority of sorting. So after order by, the first column will have the highest priority. That's the one that will be used to sort first. And then if there are same values within that column, then those rows will be sorted using the second priority, and so on. So I can give like a number of columns as in like which has like a descending level of priority. Is this clear? Any questions?
নেমের বেসিসে চুজ করা হয় তখন কি যাদের নাম ফার্স্টে এ দিয়ে স্টার্ট হবে ওদের নাম আগে আসবে এরকম কিছু?
কোনটা?
মিস ওই যে নেমের বেসিসে যখন চুজ হবে, লাইক সাপোজ 5 জনের স্কিল লেভেল যদি হচ্ছে 10 হয়, তখন হচ্ছে যে নেমের বেসিসের পর চুজ করবেন ওদের মধ্যে। সো ফার্স্টে কি যাদের নাম এ দিয়ে স্টার্ট হবে ওদের নাম আগে আসবে?
Yeah, because name is by default ascending, right? Because I did not write descending after name. So let's say this will basically be sorted like this. So I have skill level and name. So let's say everyone who has the highest skill level will come first. Then let's say like this, right? So now these 4 people have the same skill level, so their information will be there. These rows will be sorted by name, and since I did not mention whether it's ascending or descending, it will by default be ascending. So in ascending alphabetical order, which means somebody whose name is, let's say, Anik will come first, then let's say last name, right, that will come later, and so on. So that's how it will be sorted. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the next part is limit. So limit basically shows the number of results to show. So you can limit the number of items to show on the screen. So let's say if I say, let's say remove this part for now. Let's say if I say select star from players, and let's say there are 2000 players in my database. Now I don't want to see all 2000 players. If I just say limit 10, what happens? Only the first 10 pairs will be shown. So that's what limit does. Only it shows that number of rows that I will mention. So this can be done to see only a couple of results, and then this can also be handy. Let's say if I do this, let's say order by skill level, the descending. So let's say I want to see the players with the top 5 players with the top 5 highest skill level. So now this, what it does is it sorts basically all players with the highest skill levels, right? I want to see only the top 5. So I want to see these 5, right? So these 5 have the top 5 skill levels. So in that case, if I do this, and if I say then limit, let's say 5, then what happens? Only the first 5 will be shown. The others are not going to be shown, right? So this is also a way that I can use limit. So limit is always used at the end. It will limit the number of rows to show. Any questions? Okay. Okay, next is aggregate functions. Aggregate functions, you have learned 5 functions, I believe: min, max, sum, average, and count. The functions are self-explanatory. They are used, so these 4 are used for numerical columns. If you want to find the minimum, the maximum, the sum or average of any column. So let's say if I want to find the minimum host score, so I will use min host score, right? So I can do this. Select min host score, let's say average of host score, and also the max of host score from, I believe it was called games, right? So from games. So it will return the minimum value from the host score column, the average value, it will calculate the average value, and also the maximum value. Similarly, sum will add up all the values and return that. And what count does, it counts the number of rows. So if I say, so select count star, it will count for all columns from, let's say, games. What it does is it will count the number of rows in games, and this will actually allow you to find the number of games that took place, right? So the number of rows is going to be equal to the number of games that took place. So you can do that. You can use an alias. You can say select count star as number of games. So what happens is you have a nice column. Where the number of games comes as a heading, and you have the count, like, so you can use as to give a nice name to the column. So I can use as minimum score. So this will be a nice heading, right? So I can use this as keyword to give an alias to any column. So these are aggregate functions. So aggregate functions are usually used also with group by query. So group by basically groups the rows using a value in a column. So for instance, here let's say I'm saying select count star as number of games from games, right? Let's see the table. Okay, let's say that in the players table, I want to count the number of players in each skill level. Okay, in each skill level. So let's say in my table there are, let's say, 8 rows or something. So let's say these are the skill levels. Let's say I have this let's have a table, and these are the skill levels of all the players. Okay, so if I just do this, select count star from players, what it does, it will count the number of rows, and it will return me 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 rows, right? So it will return 7. The value will be 7. But let's say I want to see the number of players in each skill level. So I can do select count star from players, and then I can say group by skill level. So now what it will do, it will create groups. So this will be in one group. All these 4 will be in one group, 6 will be in one group, and all the 2s will be in one group, and it will count the numbers in each group. So here it will be 2, here it will be 4, 1, here it will be 1, and for this it will be 1. So if I also print skill level here, skill level, and then count and group by skill level, then it will show me, the result will be something like this. It will show me 5. So with skill level 5 there are 2 people. With skill level 4 there's 1 person. With skill level 6 there is 1 person. With skill level 2 there are 3 people. That's what it will show. Together it's 7 people, right? So that's how I can use group by. So for each group I can get the values. So for instance, I am finding the where is it? So I'm finding the max, mean, and average of the host score. But if I do this for each year, so let's say I want to do this for each year, so I can do this, and then I can say group by, there was a date, right? So yeah, there is a date column. So what I have to do is group by. So I don't want to do it for the entire date. I want to do it for only the year. I can use the year function. So for date there are 3 functions: year, month, and day, where you can extract the year of the date and the month of the date and so on. So if I do it group by the year of the date, then let's say for 2022 the mean, average, and max score will be shown. Then for 2023 the mean, max, and average will be shown, and so I can just also print the year of the date. So it will show me the mean, average, and max of the host score for each year. So is this clear? So next is having. So a lot of people confuse having with where, because both of these are condition clause. Okay, so after where you will also have a condition which has to be true to get some value. After having you will also have some condition which has to be true. But the difference is, for where it is a row wise condition, which means the condition is checked in each row of the table. And having is a group wise condition. The condition is checked for each group in a particular column. So for instance, if I come here and if I just copy this one, and if I say that select the skill level and count from players group by skill level, but I want to see only those skill levels where there is, let's say, more than 2% has that skill level. Okay, so if more than 2% has that skill level, I have to say having count greater than equal to 2. So now what it will do, it will, here I've counted all the values, right? So for skill level 5 I have 2%, for skill level 4, and now it will also check that in each of these groups the count is greater than equal to 2. So it will only actually print these 2 values, not for skill level 4 and skill level 6, because it does not have more than or equal to 2 people in that skill level. Okay, so this is the having clause. Also in having clause I can use like and, so I can say where and count less than equal to, let's say, 5. So it will show me in a range. So whichever skill level where like there are 2 people, 2 or 5, like in a range of 2 or 5, those skill levels will be shown, right? So also after having, I can use and or not, just like before. Okay, so the question is, can I use where here, right? Can I use here where? The answer is no. So again, the difference is that where checks in each row. So in each row, there is no count, right? There is no count information. And I want to actually group things and find like count the group only. So and this count is basically using an aggregate function. So if I want to use these functions, if I want to check a condition on a whole group of values, then I cannot use where. Where is going to go into each row and check the values in that row only. So we cannot use aggregate functions or group wise conditions using where. Also, the position of where will always come before, like if there is some other kind of, let's say I want to see all this information for people in Dhaka city or for like teams in Dhaka city. Let's see. Okay, no. So let's say for people, players who have position XYZ. So in that case, what I will do, I will have to use both where and having, right? So I have to say select skill level count from players where player level, player where position is equal to x y z. So this checks in each row the position is x y z, and then it groups those rows using the skill level, and then in that group it will count the number of people or number of rows in that group and see if it matches with this condition. So even though I'm using a condition in both cases, where and having, the place or position where each is checked is different. So for where, it is going to check in each row if that value exists in that row, and for having, usually we will be using some kind of aggregate function in having, and also it is done on a group of values rather than on each row. So did I answer your question? Somebody had this question. Any other questions? So next is subqueries. So for subqueries, so I'll just go until subqueries today. I won't go through any all and joins, because in the quiz I won't give any question that requires these two. I mean, you can use the things that we have seen so far in your quiz, but in your final these two will be included. So I will suggest, if you have time at the end of the semester, I will go through these examples, or if you have any questions after trying yourself, you can come to me and come to my consultation hour and stuff. So but I will try to show this before the end of semester. Okay, so today we will just go through subqueries. So subqueries, when we have one query inside another query, it's sometimes also known as nested query. So let's say I want to find the name of the player who has the highest skill level. Okay, name of the player who has the highest skill level. So if I do this, select max skill level from players, this will give me the person the maximum skill level, right? So if in my table the maximum skill level is, let's say, 10, it will give me that skill, it will give me 10, right? But I want to find the name of the person who has the max skill level. So a lot of people, what they do is they just do this, select name max skill level from pairs. Now this will not work, because here the name is basically not connected to max skill level. The name will be the first name that they find in the table and the maximum skill level. So this is not going to match. So you have to use the same logic. If I were to find the name of the person who has, let's say, skill level 5. So what will I do then to find the name of the person who has skill level 5? I will write what? Select name from player where skill level equals to 5. Now, this will give me the name of the person who has skill level 5. Now, the only change that I'm going to make is instead of 5, I want to do it for somebody who has the maximum skill level. Now, 5 is a known value, right? I know that I want to find it for somebody who has skill level 5. I know the exact value. But when I say I want to find it for somebody who has maximum skill level, I don't know the exact value, because in my table I can have 10,000 players, and to manually find out who has the maximum skill level is not logical, right? So also the maximum value might change from time to time. So it's not logical to write directly 5. So instead of this, instead of 5, I'll just omit 5. And here I will write another query to retrieve the maximum value. So that query will be this query, right? Select the maximum value. So now what happens? Here I'm retrieving the maximum value from the table, and this whole place will be replaced by that value. So if that value is 10, it will be replaced by 10. If that value is 7, will be replaced by 7, right? So select name from player where skill level equals to whatever value I get from this query, right? And it will work the same way as if I was doing skill level equals to 5. So it's the same logic, but instead of having a known value, since I have an unknown value, I will use another query to retrieve that unknown value. So that's the only difference. I will use a subquery. Is this clear? Okay, so inside subqueries you can do anything. You just like
Yes, ma'am.
before, your basically your swap query should return some value, and your outer query will check against that value. You can also use in here if your subquery returns multiple values. So in this case, the subquery returns only one value. Let's say I do it for select max skill level from players, and let's say I say group by, I think I have a team name, right? Team name. So group by team name. So what it will do for each team, it will find the maximum skill level, right? So now, since this inner query is returning multiple value, let's say I have 5 teams, so it will return 5 maximum skill level. So it is returning multiple values. So in that case, I have to use the in instead of equal to, because equal to only checks with one single value, and in will check with a list of values. Okay, so we have to use the same, whatever we have learned, we have to use it in different situation and kind of figure out how to make it work. So any questions until now?
ম্যাম, একটা কোয়েরি যেটা লিখেছিলেন ওইটা কিসের জন্য আউটপুট ছিল? ম্যাম একটু যদি কোয়েরিটা দেখাতে। ম্যাম
এটা
আরেকটু উপরে ওই যে ম্যাম সিলেক্ট স্কিল লেভেল কমা কাউন্ট।
এটা
ম্যাম হ্যাঁ এটা এটা ম্যাম।
আচ্ছা,
জি ম্যাম।
so it was for each skill level I am counting. So I'm grouping by skill level, right? And I'm finding all rows where the position is XYZ. So let's say there are 5 rows with position XYZ. I will select those 5 rows and I will group only those 5 rows. Okay. With the skill level. Is this clear? Okay, let me see.
ম্যাম স্কিল লেভেল দিয়ে আমি গ্রুপ বাই করছি।
So let's say this is XYZ, this is XYZ, this is XYZ, this is, let's say, QR, this is, let's say, XYZ, PQR, this is PQR. Now what it will do is, first it will just look here. First is where position equals to xyz. So I'm going to each row and selecting the rows that have position xyz, which means this row will be omitted, these rows will be omitted, right? So now I will check only in these 4 rows. Then I'm doing a group by on skill level. So now this is one group, I have 2 values here. This is one group, I have 1 value here, and this is one group, I have 1 value here. And now I'm saying these groups must have a count of greater than equal to 2 or less than equal to 5. So this one has a count of greater than equal to 2, this group, the group with 5, but these have less than 2, right? So these will also not be shown. These are omitted from our condition. And now I will show what? I will show the skill level
The skill
and the
level.
count for those 2 rows. So the skill level, my output would be 5 and 2. So 5 is the skill level and 2 is the count.
Okay, ma'am. Understood.
Any other questions? Okay. So I will probably erase this part now because I have another class and I will have to show, like, write everything for them as well. So I'll erase this part. So if any of you want to take a picture from the practice sheet, you can take it. I will erase it at 7, before 7. So if you want to take pictures or anything or screenshots, you can take it from the practice sheet document. Okay, any other questions? Okay, so since a lot of different sections are here, I'm not going to take the attendance, or I'm going to give free attendance to everyone. Okay, so this is it for today, and you have your quiz on Sunday. Okay, Sunday or Monday, depending on which section you're from. Okay, so Allah Hafiz. Bye.
Assalamu alaikum, miss.
Right.